Hi, this is Trey Pastor, and welcome to the Horoscope 101 channel. I took last week off because I had to work, so I couldn't do a horror review. So I'm back here, and I'm also on Trey Pastor's uh, horror reviews, which is, I think, episode 5 or 6. I can't remember at the moment right now. But I'm reviewing, the movie I'm reviewing is called The House on Sorority Row. This came out in 1983, and first, I have to say a special thank you to Aaron Penn because I saw him. He did a review of this movie. Him and his son and his daughter, off camera, did a review of this movie, and I remember seeing this in Barnes and Noble, and so I bought it. Technically, it'd be yesterday since it's Saturday now. I bought it Friday at a 2-for-1 sale. You know, buy two. No, not 3-for-1. No, 2-for-1. Buy 2 movies to get one. The third one free, even though I guess the lower price they charge you for it. But anyway, The House on Sorority Row came out in 1983. There's the cover there. Okay, this is in like 92 minutes, and it's has a fairly, I guess not at the time, but I guess a fairly famous cast now. I guess it's basically about this sorority and. It's graduation, and all the girls are graduating, and they're supposed to go away. But a group of girls, I think it's about 7 of them. I think they decide to stick around and have a party, of course. And there's a house mother there, who's very strict. Actually, the movie begins with a kind of a flashback to someone having, giving birth, and it's being a difficult birth. Okay, and Miss Slater is the house mother in this, okay, and she's having, and she's running the house, and all the girls normally would leave the house, once everybody graduated, they're supposed to leave and go off, okay, and Miss Slater, the house mother, is used to having the house to herself whenever the breaks come, school breaks when the girls, they usually go home. And they'll stick around and they lock up the house, okay. And she, for some reason, you see her earlier visiting a doctor, and she wants to make sure that he can make some kind of arrangement happen, okay. And you can tell she's, it's kind of a weird relationship between her and the doctor. But in any event, she goes back to the house where she discovers that the girls are still there. And they're drinking, which of course, and then she tells him, I want you out of the house the next day, okay, okay. And then of course he finds out later that one of the head girls, played by Eileen Davison, who's best known, I guess, as Ashley Abbott on The Young and the Restless. Eileen Davison, she's the most famous girl in here. You have her, and you have Kate McNeil, who plays Catherine, and then you have another girl, Holly Jane Kozak, who plays Diane. She was on Santa Barbara. Okay, it's Mary, who got killed with a C, got hit by the letter C. But anyway, them and a bunch of other girls, they're at the house, and like I said, they're supposed to have a party. But Vicky, played by Eileen Davison, she gets caught, with a boy in her room having sex, and Mrs. Slater, who has this particular cane with her, she kind of busts them, and she basically destroys her waterbed. And of course, Vicky wants revenge. Okay, so she and the other girls decided to play a prank, even though Catherine, who I guess would be kind of the main star in this movie, played by Kate McNeil, you can tell she's not really into it, and she doesn't really want to play the prank. But she goes along with everybody else, and they decide to have a prank where they basically they're gonna frighten. They're supposed to try to frighten Mrs. Slater, and of course things go horribly wrong. Okay, and they basically wind up, and I guess this is not a spoiler because, well, I guess it is a minute, but things go wrong. Let's say things go wrong, and basically they have to, they basically wind up killing her, or thinking they killed her, and they, decide to weigh her body down in the pool that nobody uses to weigh her body down, and they say, okay, we'll move the body later, and they decide to go ahead and party, and then of course usually with these movies. What happens after that is, of course, then these, during the midst of the party, the bodies start dropping, okay? And like I said, I had a fun time with this movie. Like I said, I had some some decent kills in there, you know, like I said, and the girls are starting to get picked off, you know, one at a time, and I don't want to spoil exactly what happens, you know, and who the killer is in this movie, but it was fairly decent. Yeah, like I said, most of the actors in there are pretty decent. Like I said, Eileen Davison is a good actress, of course, and Holly Jane Kozak and a few of the other girls. You know, of course, they got the the cheesy '80s music in there with a band, and this killings are going on where people are in the house partying and stuff. So that's that's another weird aspect to it. But for the most part, it was an entertaining movie. Like I said, you had like I said, I think the thing that saved it for me is, like I said, you had decent actresses in this movie, even though the script probably could have been better, but you have decent actresses in this, which kind of covers the flaws in this. And of course, there's this is I think this is an R-rated movie, obviously, because you have some nudity in here, okay, a little nudity that's in the movie. But I know they remade this movie. I have the remake, which I haven't watched actually. But this has some decent kills in it and stuff, and you can tell. And I remember Aaron Penn's review saying that obviously the director of this got influenced by Black Christmas, and you can tell, I guess, in certain scenes how he got inspired by Black Christmas. I haven't watched the special features yet, which I want to watch. They have this is a 2-disc edition, and they have a bunch of well, this is disc 2 in there. I got disc 1 in the player. They have a bunch of interviews, on-camera interviews with the some of the stars, the director, composer, and the producer. So I like to see that. Like I said, the thing that saves it, like I said, you have decent actresses in this movie. Even Mrs. Slater, the actress who plays Mrs. Slater, is good. And like I said, Kate McNeil and Eileen Davison, Harley Jane Kozak, and a few of the others are decent actresses. And like I said, and you have some decent kills in there. And then the ending is, you can tell the ending is, I remember I watched the special features in this, and the director explains, I guess, because they shot another ending, and the director explains why they had to change the ending, okay, without spoiling it, okay. So, but anyway, I'd give House on Sorority Row. Like I said, it has some decent kills, and some decent suspense in it, and finding out who the killer was exactly. I'm gonna give House on Sorority Row. I'll give it a 7. Okay, I'll give it a 7. Okay, a 7 out of 10, because it's a decent one. Like I said, mostly because of the actresses. Okay, I thought are really good in this. They make up for the shortfall in any script and stuff, because they're they're decent. They kind of carry the day, because they have good professional actresses in this. Okay, like I said, and some decent kills. They got some good killings going on in there. Not spectacular, but some decent kills. Okay, so again, a 7 out of 10 for House on Sorority Row. Like I said, I haven't seen the remake, but I'm probably going to watch that. Maybe even next week. Maybe I'll do that and just to compare it instead. Okay, so anyway, let me know what you think of House on Sorority Row. Have you seen it? What do you think? Feel free to leave comments down below. This is Trey Passer for the Horoscope 101 channel, and for Trey Passer's Saturday Horror Reviews, saying so long and take care.